is James Holder for IFL TV in association with Maxwell's Gym Marbella.
Yes!
We just witnessed history being made. James DeGALE winning the IBF World title.
Yeah, man.
Johnny, man, talk to me about it.
You know what? All week long, James has had a swagger about him. He's had a confidence about him. He's had a self-belief about him. And you know, when you see a fighter, you just sense you think. And before the fight, I said to Adam and I said, you know what? I've never been so sure of somebody winning a title. No, and because DeGALE, you got to rate the boy. The boy is actually a lot better than what I thought after seeing his performance tonight. And the fight was a lot closer than what I thought. You know, towards the end, I had it, if not even, James winning it by 1 round. But I thought, we're in America, they might make it even. I thought they're going to do a draw. The scores, I don't agree with the scores. I agree with the win. It was a tight one. James himself said afterwards, you know what? I actually didn't realise I had that much energy left. But for British boxing, top draw. For James, top draw. This boy's had to grow up in public. He's had to grow up in front of us all. Good times and bad times. Now good times again. Now potentially, look what could happen. Fingers crossed George Groves pulls it off. His name's going to get mentioned, of course it is. They could have a unification fight. Or you never know, Carl Froch might say it. So I don't think that'll happen. I think Carl retires, that's what I think. I understand what Carl Froch is saying. He's got to have a fight that'll get him out of bed at stupid o'clock in the morning. So he's got to go for a run. He's got to put the fear of God into him. And if he doesn't feel that from James or George, why would he? So I understand where Carl, so take him out of the equation. But for James tonight to win in Boston in front of a braggadocious, big-headed, thinks he's all that, DeGALE, good on him, good for British boxing.
I mean, the rivalry between James DeGALE and George Groves is legendary. If George Groves happens to beat Badou Jack, that surely lights the touch paper for a big Wembley card, doesn't it?
But it's not a done deal, you know, because as per usual, the politics of our game spoil our game. So if George does win, don't think it's a done deal. These two guys are going to fight each other, because that's when Brendan Ingram used to call it. Brendan called it 3 smart. Smart, you're too smart. You know, outsmart yourself. Put yourself out of the equation. So all of a sudden, guys think the businessmen thinking, no. We're seeing it now with Carl Frampton and Scott Quigg, two world champions. It might get to a point where one of them lose, and this fight's never going to happen. You know, they're getting 3 smart and outfoxing themselves, and so we can see this again with Groves and DeGALE. I hope not, because again, that can be bad, massive. You know, a massive fight. And listen, you've got to give credit to George, because George brings the worst and the best out of people, and he's the one that's putting bums on seats because of this rivalry. So hopefully it doesn't happen. But tonight is James's night. James has fulfilled the dream, created history by being Britain's first Olympic gold medalist to win a world title. And so, you know what, good on him.
I mean, have you ever known a trainer and a fighter to be as close as James DeGALE and Jim McDonnell? Honestly, if you have, I'd like to know what pairing that is.
Yeah, that was me and Brendan. Boom, done. But James, when James lost to George, you know, a lot of people whispering in his ear saying, get rid of Jim. You know, and you can't blame Jim. He's seasoned, he's got experience, and he got that man super fit. And that's part of the reason why before the fight I said James DeGALE wins this, because I've never seen anybody as fit ever. You know, and the thing is, even when James boxed, James didn't believe how fit he was. He tried to coast it between 6, 7, and 10, 11. You know, and then he realised I've got a lot more left. And Jim McDonnell is very good at getting the best out of these fighters. And what he does is he sets an example, because he thinks, I'm asking you to do it, I'm going to do it as well. You know, Jim McDonnell, you've got to give the man credit. And listen, one thing James said when he was in the training room, he said, all the haters out there, thank you, because you drive me on. You know, it don't have to be personal. You know, if you don't like him, fine. But if you think you can win, give the man support. He's boxing for Britain, and so he's done it for the Brits. So good on him. On
that note, we're going to go out and get amongst.
You know what? It's 7 o'clock in Boston, Saturday night. The sun's shining, fight's done. We got a new world champion. I'm going to say on camera, we are going to tear this town up. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad.
I'll see you real soon. I'll see you in about half hour.
Yeah, mine's a Guinness.